Hello all, welcome to my YouTube channel, English Made Easy by Professor Rachna Chakravarti. So you're seeing me once again, and this time I've come up with your letter writing. I got a lot of inboxes about the new format of letter writing, especially by the school children 10th standard board exams. And so regarding that, it was a great concern. So I came up with the idea that I'll show it to you how to go with the new format of letter writing. So as we all know that there are two types of letters, the formal and the informal. So I will be discussing how to write those letters. And basically the main body and the content that you have to write, I will show you the format, and you have to refer to my previous videos where I had given you the paper pattern and the marking scheme. If you have not seen that, you will not understand where the marks have been deducted. And once again, I will tell you that please sit down with your notebook and write down whatever tips I'm going to share with you. This is going to be from purely from the exam point of view, how you have to write your letters. So if you have any doubts regarding that, please write it in the comment section down. And what more would you like to see and listen from me? What more videos would you like? Please do put it in the comment section so that I can come on with that topic again and again. I would appreciate that. Do subscribe to my channel, those who have not yet, and put on the bell icon so that you can get notification as soon as I upload my next video. So let's see the letter writing once again quickly. So now while talking about letters, we should first of all know what are the different types of letters. So we have two basic different types of letters. These are your formal letters and your informal letters. So first I will talk about informal letters. What are these informal letters? Informal letters are written to friends and relatives. And what are formal letters? Formal letters are written to editors of newspapers and other authorities. Even for your job application, we use the formal letters. So formal letters and informal letters are the two different types of letters. So, so first of all, let me take the informal letters, because in informal letters we have very fluency of language, and wherein children prone to make a lot of mistakes. They find the question very easy to approach, and hence they feel that they can take this question at a stretch. So when I'm talking about informal letters, there are certain things you need to keep in mind. And what are the things? I will be talking about the layout of the informal letters. So here in layout, we are looking out for the sender's address is required. Then we come to the salutation. In salutation, we have dear, my dear, dearest, depending on the relation of the receiver. Then we come to the body. Now, the body of the letter means the main content. What will you put it in the letter? Now, this varies from question to question which is asked. In your question, everything will be given clearly. So, you need to clarify what you will be writing in the body. So, just when you're reading your question paper, just think about the main content of the letter. And finally, you end the letter with a complimentary close. Now, this is also very, very important, children, because here we will be deducting your marks if you are missing out your comma, the which apostrophe which you're not putting. For example, you have yours, or you can say yours lovingly, or yours affectionately. Anything can be used here in the layout of the informal letters. So I hope you have understood the main layout of the informal letters. Now let us see the examples. So here I have given you an example of a informal letter. You can see, children, it's all left indented. The address, of course, don't go with the date. Date you have to change. It's just a pseudo date which I have given there. Don't use that date. You can copy the address if you want, but the comma and see the punctuation marks, and then leaving the lines. Then the paragraphs, did you see, children, how I have made it left indented? There is no two finger space now for the paragraphs. Then directly after every paragraph, you're leaving a line. Can you see that, children? Please remember, as I have written, this is the main format of your informal letter. Finally, you end it with signing off. Please don't write the word signing off. It is just to show you that that's your last line. You will end it with yours lovingly or with loving. Then you will end your letter. Did you understand, children? Now let us move on to the next slide. Here I'll be talking about the language of the informal letter. What sort of language you'll be using? Because mostly we have seen while we are checking the papers that when children attempt the informal letter, fair enough, you can go for it. There is no issues that if you're attempting informal letter, you will get less marks, because sometimes there is this hush-hush going around that if you're attempting informal letter, you will not be able to score marks. If you're attempting formal letters, you will get more marks, but that is all just a fake news. You can attempt only those questions where you can score marks, which you have understood. Now remember, children, if you have not understood and you are attempting, so how will you get marks? Just tell me that. Are you understanding what I'm trying to tell? Now you have understood informal letter, and in informal letter you can write much because you understood the question. Now the formal letter, just because somebody, some XYZ told you someday or the other that attempt formal letter, you will get more marks, so you go for it, and you can write nothing. So what's the use in that way? So are you getting my point? There is no such rule that you have to attempt only formal letters to score marks. You can go with the informal letters, but you should remember all these things. The mistakes which you make when you're making writing the informal letter is that the language. You forget the language, you become too much informal. So here are some tips for you all. The language should be basically what sort of language we look out for when we are looking at informal letter. It should be very informal. Now, informal, what do I mean by when I'm talking about very informal? I mean that it should be friendly. Yes, it should be very, very friendly. And not only that, it should be conversational, as if one is talking with each other. And it's like a conversation. It's too much near and close to the heart. So it's like a conversational sort when you're writing a informal letter. Now, when you are conversational, sometimes we see that the students start using WhatsApp language because very, very conversational. That is now in use, much in use. And they start using a lot of slangs like hi, WhatsApp, and hello, how's you, and all these short forms. So you should not use that in order to show that you are very, very informal. That should be avoided, children, when you're writing informal letter. Otherwise, there is no restriction. You can go for it and you will score even more marks, maybe if you're attempting the informal letter rather than the formal letter. Now, when I'm coming to the next thing, I'm talking about the formal letters. Formal letters here I've taken job application mainly because that is asked much. But the same format is used for your complaint letters also to municipal commissioner or to the other authorities. You can use police commissioner, anyone. Whenever you're writing, this is the main format. You have to start with your head address, that means your address. Then the date line will come. Then after that, the inside address, that means the address of the sender. Then you have to give a reference, line of reference from where did you get it and why you are applying for the post. Maybe a reference from the newspaper, daily newspaper. Then subject, application for the job, or subject maybe complaining about the sound pollution. Then you will start with, first is the salutation. What is the salutation? And then you will come to the body of the letter. And when you're talking about the main body of the letter, that's your content of the letter. And finally, you end it with a complimentary close. I will be showing you with an example. I have given you a main letter also, formal letter. Just see the format of it. Now, I hope you're ready to see the format of the letter. Now, this is your formal letters format. First, we will start with your address. You can write any address. But remember, again, I have given you a very pseudo date. Don't copy that date. You have to write the date when you are writing the letter. Suppose it's your 3rd March, your English exams are there, and you have to write that. So please write there 3rd March and 2021. So you will write the date on the date of writing the letter. But you cannot use short forms when you're writing the date. You cannot use Mar, you cannot use Jan, you cannot use Oct. So all the short forms you have to avoid. You just need to spell it out completely. That is why I have taken that example. So now coming to the sender's address to whom you are going to send. You write it and then you just leave a line. Just remember that you have to leave a line. Then you have the reference. After leaving a line, then subject. Children, can you see I have given you margin everywhere so that you can understand it's towards the left. The blue line, I have kept it intentionally to show you that that's the margin and your address and everything is left indented. After this reference and subject, you start with your salutation. Now, salutation is dear sir or sir. Now, why did I use dear sir or sir and instead of respected? This is because you do not use respected for a person whom you don't know. You use respected for the person whom you know. For example, your principal, your teacher, or your class teacher. Then you will use the word respected sir, respected ma'am, or respected miss. So then you can use, but here this is an official letter. So when you're writing sir, that is also respect. When you're writing ma'am, that is also respect. You need not write specifically respected sir to show much of respect. That comes only when you know the person. Understood, children? So please write sir or ma'am. If you don't know the post, then you can also put a slash and write ma'am, sir, ma'am. And then you start. Now, children, can you see the paragraph which I've given? It's all left indented. There is no 2-finger space. So it should be starting from the margin. You directly can start after sir or dear sir. Directly, instead of leaving a line, you can directly start. See, I have not left any line. It's not mandatory to leave line here. Whereas in the previous one, you can see I've left one line. Here, it's not mandatory. Again, after the paragraph, you have to leave a line. And the main reason is that to show the demarcation of paragraph. Earlier, it was that you had to leave 2 fingers and people could understand that there is a paragraph change. But now, how will we understand that you have changed your paragraph? So that is why you need to leave one line after the end of each paragraph. And then finally, you will end the letter with a complimentary close. Yours faithfully, XYZ or XY. So you will not mention your name in any place. Can you see, children? I have left one line there too. I hope you have understood the formal letter. please, when you're practicing, follow this format. Keep it in front of you.